Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to the Hall of Fame Challenge. We are into the semi finals of the Welsh Cup, and there's been some pretty big news with some of our key players. Let's first talk about the sadness before we get into the madness and maybe a little bit of badness. Um, Aled Williams has left the club at 17 years old. He was already slowly becoming a little bit of a cult and a club hero. 12 goals, 6 assists in the first season at 15 and 16 years old. And then during his 16 and 17 years, he would make 23 appearances, scoring 8 goals, 5 assists, and was a really integral part to the way in which he played. I'm gutted to have him leave. We went in for a little minute to bring him in on loan, and yeah, he is absolutely not willing to deal with that, which is a shame. We did try and go in for a different player, George Ratcliffe, as a new potential goalkeeper, having played some time at Bavy, Cardiff, and last year was at Pontypridd with a very decent season. Year before that, not so well. We went in for him. He didn't want to join. He ended up going off to Southport, and well, I'm happy enough with our goalkeepers. Wes Williams back in the lineup. He's been training extremely well. We had Ben Haynes in for a little minute, but not working. Who have we replaced Aled with? Well, number one is possibly Diabakiri. Only 5'3", a very small player, not the most perfect striker, but we've been utilising him a little bit in that deep lying forward and pressing forward roles. Has made one appearance in the league, which was off the bench, and he got an assist. Besides that, he also made an appearance in the previous round of the Welsh Cup, where he didn't do all too much. However, there is one other player. If you scroll all the way down, it's not Elliot Humphreys. I'm trying to remember what his name is. He might actually be back in the youth setup. He shouldn't be. He is. Carl Cropper. We've just had a brand new youth intake, and this man may be the difference for us. 15 years old, a little bit of a rekindling maybe of the Aled Williams love story. And this man looks very good. 10 passing, 9 finishing, 14 first touch, decent physicals, maybe a little bit better on the strength, vision, anticipation, everything is amazing at just 15 years old. To be honest, a lot of these youth players looking good. A 6'6" striker here in Jack Miller could definitely be a title changing team, or a team changing player, sorry. Of course, we still have the work of Dion Calorie, but we just don't have a position for him to play. We've brought through a couple other guys. Jamie Lloyd, 16-year-old goalkeeper's not bad. Jack Miller, we've just seen. Joe Garcia, again, looks like a solid young centre-back. Defeat James looks like a really, really exciting winger. Alan Griffiths, a decent centre-back. So some pretty good young players coming through. But of course, these are players that need to sort of grow into their body. And yeah, centre-backs are 5'10", 5'11". We can't be using them all too often. We also have a youngster in Kai Evans, who we brought through. He's joined from Nantwich. Very exciting young midfielder, can play a lot of different roles. Very excited to see how this man, formerly of Wrexham, is going to perform for us. And with Joe Andrews out on international duty, as well as Diabakiri, now's as good a chance as any to try and figure out just how good are these players. Carl Cropper will be on the bench as Evans, Warwick and Pritchard continue to play. And Mohamed Amir, not Dixon Kabongo. Maybe it should be Kabongo actually. Amir's stats are decent. Kabongo's are a little bit better in my opinion. And we're going to play Evans as that deep line playmaker. But what has led us to this position? Well, we left off, of course, with that fantastic 4-3 win over Afan Lido, which was a little too close for comfort thanks to the cream machine. Penny Bond will beat us 2-0, a 2-all draw against Haverfordwest, our current opponents tonight, thanks to goals from Warwick and Price, and this would be the game in the post Aled Williams years. We would also beat Afan Lido again only on penalties. A penalty from Reece Shirley put them in the lead, and Joshua Webber made it 2-0. Thankfully, though, Bartley and Warwick answered back as we drew 2-2 and eventually won on penalties. Thanks to Elliot Evans, the player, captain, manager, whatever. It'll be Evans again who had scored the one goal in a Newtown victory for us, and Carnarvon would for 3-2 thanks to Price, Taylor and Bartley. However, things haven't been going all too perfect, with a 3-0 loss to the New Saints and a 3-1 loss has just happened to Haverfordwest. However, in this game especially, we definitely looked like the better team, and Bakiri was a revelation off the bench. Now, Craig Pritchard has not been playing his best football, but he is going to get the start today ahead of Carl Cropper. Wes Williams back in the side. He hasn't been seen for a little while, but he trains well. He's developing very, very well, and I think we just need to trust in him a little longer. The rest of the team is as you would expect, and as it has been for quite some time. Carl Cropper will pick up the number 17 off of the back of Aled Williams. So we lose one. Hopefully we gain one right back in a little bit of a club legend. Here we go. As I say, I believe we are actually capable of beating Haverfordwest. We just need to kind of bring it out the bag, so to speak. We need to really play our best game, in for a penny, in for a pound and all that. We are very good in cup football, but that is not what we want to see, as Tom Price gets himself sent off only 2 minutes into the fixture. It will be Pritchard who will replace him, and youngster Gethin Jones, who's obviously been on the periphery of this team for quite some time, is going to have to fill in. That is not a good sign at all. Immediately we lose one of our best players, arguably our most consistent player. Our offense is weakened, our defense is weakened, all from one very stupid challenge. Right as I was saying as well, we're a great cup team, which we are. What I'm going to do now though is, with the fact that we are going to be a little bit further behind throughout this entire game, we're going to play a bit more for set pieces, be a bit more willing to waste time, as this is not a good sign. Tom Pillen, Akachukwu, all the way back to Idahen, Jackson, Pasley. Come on, get a foot in. Force to Akachukwu, and it's off the post. Wes Williams may have just gotten a touch to it, and he calmly brings that down to his chest. It stays 0-0 for now. If it keeps on like this, I am going to have a heart attack. Idahen here looking to build it out from the back. Vance Cullinan, Curtis, Sullivan, Akachukwu, Pilling, and Wes Williams couldn't make that save, and Tommy Pilling, who scored against us or was just a constant threat in that previous game, makes it 1-0. Now the reason I wasn't so worried was it was 2 penalties that led to the victory for Haverfordwest. We are much the better team sort of throughout the game, but now with 10 men, 23% possession, 0 shots, not even 1 on target, we look terrible. Can something change? So all we need, just one small thing. What we don't need is this. Another highlight for Haverford. Jenks off the post. Kelly Caprani collects. Back across. And Wes Williams thankfully collects that. No one's really having a good game. Kelly Caprani driving forward. Beats his man out in those wider areas. Back inside the corner. Sullivan. Pilling looking for his second block. Cleared by Alfie Taylor. Warwick doesn't get there. Sullivan, Pasley. Brings it forward. Pasley, Jackson. Pasley again over the top. Jenks is there, and that's just over the bar. I think we're going to need to make some changes pretty soon. Harry Warwick, Leo Smith, All options to be brought off. Elliot Evans, Evan Jones. It's going to be Harry Warwick off for Carl Cropper. And Evan Jones off for Ethan Vaughan, who I am a big fan of. So, the youngster, the 15-year-old, makes his debut in a must-win moment. Will we be able to bring something here? Let's demand more. Still nothing really happening. Smith off for Kabongo, who's going to play a box-to-box role. A little bit more aggressive from our attacking midfielders. And could bring Barney Sodi on. Strong's having a good game, but fitness is low. Barney Sodi on. 15 minutes to go to score 1 goal. That will take us to penalties. More of a roll of the dice at that point. We could create something. Idahen, Cullinan. We're holding them, but we aren't creating as Curtis makes it 2-0. Ronan Curtis, who is far too good for this league. I did not realise Haverfordwest had him. And I can't believe it's took me multiple games to even notice him. Ronan Curtis makes it 2-0. I think he's just been substituted on. And that is most certainly going to be the knife in the heart. There's no way we can come back from this, and it is all down to that red card from Tom Fice. Completely nullified our offence, utilising 2 strikers instead of 3. Wes Williams on the ball. There's still a few minutes left to be played. Probably close to 15 minutes. Definitely time to score 2 goals. But considering we haven't scored one in 80, it's pretty rare. Kabongo, an amazing pass to Sodi. Pulls it back, Elliot Evans. And an amazing save by Sims denies us. That goal there would have changed the game on its head. Vaughan. Forward. Taylor wins the header. No one's there. Let's try something like that. Let's demand more. Let's keep pushing. Let's not give up yet. But time is ticking away. And the oldest trick in FM's book, very attacking, means no more highlights. And so it is sown. We lose out in the semi-finals to Haverfordwest thanks to a terrible moment of madness from Tom Fice. It's a disappointing way for this season to end, and that is, without a doubt, the finish of this second season. Will it be the finish of our time at Cardiff Met Uni? It's possible. The only way it would change is if I felt like these youngsters could really save a next season. We have nothing going for us right now. A debut moment for Carl Cropper ends in tragedy as we are knocked out of the semi-finals. Craig Pritchard will probably not play for us for a good while longer. Cropper is going to replace him. So yes, there are 4 games left. We played Pennybont, Newtown, Carnarvon and TNS. TNS still yet to lose a game this season. We are 9 points off of 3rd place. It does not look likely anything is going to change anytime soon. We'll be back for the game against Pennybont as a kind of farewell, I suppose. I've just realised it's definitely better to just skip to the TNS game. So yeah, no Pennybont. We'll skip to TNS. And we are back for the game against Carnarvon. And I forgot to mention this. Yes, we are without Josh Yoworth. He made that big introduction. Huge game against Afan Leader where he scored. Was vital in winning the league title. And then in the rematch against Afan Leader, suffered a hip injury, which had the possibility of taking him out injured for up to 10 months. Luckily, we were able to bring that down, and now it looks like he'll be out for between 1 to 3 more months, which isn't all too bad. But yeah, huge injury, and with him, this season would have gone very differently. We also just in the previous game lost Barney Sodi out for about 7 weeks, which is just perfect. So it's time to try and utilise some of these slightly younger players, and it will be a team that looks something like this. Leo Smith, by the way, has the most key passes in the league this year. So for those who wonder how good is he really, really, really fucking good. So it's going to be Wes Williams in goal, Curtis Strong, Callum Reese, Alfie Taylor, Ethan Vaughan, Gethin Jones, Joe Andrews, Leo Smith, Diabakiri and Carl Cropper will both start up front, partnered by Elliot Evans. In his first full start, Carl Cropper would get the assist. For those wondering what the matches look like, I've run you. Oh my god, this is the game against Carnarvon. Well, we've done Penny Bonds in Newtown. Oh, I was just about to get into this game. I'm so thankful I saw that. I'm really glad I went onto the schedule. Right, I'll see you once we have the result for this game and we're on to TNS. For those wondering, we lost 1-0. Lovely. Exactly what we needed. Right, on to TNS. Okay, and we're finally here. Thank goodness we finally made it. Ignore any outside noise, I'm sure that's very loud right now. I apologise for that. It is just like the most simple way, but it is. Yeah, it's my. What's it called? I've forgotten the word. It's my laundry. So, I know, but come on, let's just ignore it. Harry Warwick is going to be dropped. Tom Price is going to return to the side. Hopefully, that can help us. As I want to really break TNS's record, that's my call. I do not want them to go invincible. So, yes, I could maybe strengthen his team, but I'm going to stick with Bakiri. I trust him implicitly. If we also highlight his attributes for a pressing forward, you'll notice they're not actually all that bad. I'm going to trust Bakiri. I'm going to trust Cropper. Evans has never let me down in the past. Let's go. The New Saints versus Cardiff Met Uni. We have beaten them once before. We're using that similar tactic of being more defensive, playing for set pieces, which is where we've been better when we faced them. That's where we beat them. Their only loss in Welsh football came against us, if you remember, in the semi-finals of the MG Cup. They are currently 24 wins, 7 draws. As of right now, 24-8 as this game is being played out. We hope to make it 24-7-1. And a highlight starts 16 minutes in with Elliot Evans on the ball. Finds Carl Cropper to Tom Price. Evans once more. There's a lot of options here as he runs through their defence. Lays it off to Diabakiri. Nearly a first goal in Cardiff colours. Not quite yet, but we are knocking on the door. Can we do it? I just want to ruin the history books, if that makes sense. You don't get to go invincible. Not when I'm in your league. It'd be disgusting if another manager went invincible. And I'm sitting here saying, yeah, I'm going to be one of the greatest managers ever. Yeah, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And yet, I just got thrashed. Curtis Strong, very nice tackle. Callum Reese launches it forward. Rosiak, very, very easy to collect that. Harriet once more. Bragg, just over the bar. Is that Cameron Bragg? No, that's Braggan, isn't it? What's your first name? It's Cameron Bragg! Fuck me. Played for Southampton. Yes, lad. Immediate highlight. If this is Bragg scoring, then we all know exactly... Don't. Wes Williams with a great save. We all know that story. If you click on the player's name, they're going to be the best player on the pitch that day. And again, it's another free kick. This time, Curtis Strong launches it away. Back to Tom King, another very good player. We've got like League One players playing against us, and we're utilising 15-year-olds we found on the street. That's kind of the big difference, and it's why I say, yeah, we're never At least in my opinion, I don't think there's a chance we could win a league here. We can win a cup or two. You know, you can beat them maybe in one game, but over the course of 32 games in a season, as Roberts is at the back post, it makes it 1-0. Yeah, over the course of 32 games where we'll play TNS, you'll play Haverford West, play Connors Quay four times a season. It's not possible to beat them consistently. 82 points they are on this season. 82 points in 32 games. If you imagine they had another 6 or so games to play and they won 5 of them, we'll be talking a 90 plus season for them. It's just unbelievable. Adams out on that left hand side. Goes for goal, wrong side of the post. But yeah, an invincible season for TNS looks like it is soon to dawn upon us. We have one half to try and maybe change that story. Ethan Vaughan not having a great game. Evan Jones is on the bench. Of course, we also have Warwick. Sorry, we don't have Warwick actually. We have Craig Pritchard available if necessary. It is Cameron Bragg on the ball. Back to Rosiak. Reed. Williams. Bragg again. And there is the goal. We knew he was going to score. It's his 14th of the season. And we knew once we clicked on his name how the story was going to unfold. It's a disappointing but expectant end to our season as TNS seem to be taking the cup in stride. Curtis Strong, though, looking to maybe change some fortune. Alfie Taylor with a good header. Callum Rees with another. But a superb double save there from Tom Price. By the way, Tom Price, amazing human being. Someone who is an absolute stand-up individual. And someone who I think all footballers should look up to. Very amazing person. And speaking of him, he is on the ball now. Plays it short to Madeline. Ray. That's great, Joe Andrews. Bakiri fans, Carl Cropper. First goal. First ever goal for Cardiff Met Uni from Carl Cropper. He broke Alad Williams' record for youngest ever Cardiff Met Uni player. Has he just broke the record for youngest ever goal scorer? I'm not entirely sure, but he may well have. And it is Diyar Bakiri with the assist. Great work from Joe Andrews. Great work from the two youngsters. There are going to have to be some changes though. Ethan Vaughan off for Evan Jones. And I'm also going to bring on Craig Pritchard for Elliot Evans, who's having a poor game. And Pritchard, yes, is going through a goal drought. But if there's ever a time where I feel like that man can pop up, it's right now. Curtis Strong is going to be replaced by Abe Nowad, who I don't believe has ever played for Cardiff Met Uni. Certainly hasn't played this season. He's going to have his starting game on the very end of the season. He's a good youngster. Just simply we have a lot better players. As Bakiri immediately throws away all that great work with a pretty good sliding tackle that the referee deemed as a foul in the box. And it will be Daniel Williams. What a save by Wes Williams. Denies his brother. Final changes of the night. Kai Evans on. Gethin Jones is not coming on. It will be Ryan Bartley on for Callum Rees. 10 minutes to go to score 2. It did not happen against Haverford West. Will it happen? Wes Williams, another great save. Man of the match performance today for him. As he is up to a 7.9 average rating. Him and Cameron Bragg battling out for man of the match. Come on, lads. Can we at least get one goal? No, it is going to end 2-1. But we leave this season with a little bit of history as Carl Cropper gets that goal. And yes, there's nothing really to complain about. It's exactly as expected. Cardiff Met Uni only losing by 1 is actually a good result for us. But let's talk about how the season came to an end. How the player stats, the team stats are. And truthfully, what are my thoughts I've kind of been very open-ended, but I have definitely leaned towards the feeling of we are going to leave. And after 2 years here, a game like that very much tells me we need to leave. Truth is, we aren't going to be able to overcome the New Saints. Um, we are very far behind, and we cannot catch up. If that makes sense. If we look at last season, for example, it finished on 67 points. We got 44. Yes, we took our foot off the gas here and we had a really bad end to our season, but we were never going to beat TNS in 2 games. So, really, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Haverfordwest, maybe. Pennypont and Newtown getting draws, I'm not upset with, and the 1-0 loss to Carnarvon, again, can't be too upsetting. The truth is, we had a great season, and I think we had about as good a season as we are going to have. And next season, maybe we're better, maybe we're worse. But at the most, we're going to be on 55, 56 points. We're not getting 20 points gained in a season. Last year, we sat on 37 altogether. We gained 7 points. Playing much better football as a much better team. Hey, Everton boy, Troy Smith-James there, top goal scorer. We're going to check in on that. But yeah, our best players get signed. If we look at this year, Davin Green definitely could have been key for us on that left-hand side. Went off to Peterborough. Hardly played, but we lost him. We lost Evan Codwallader, who would have been our number one centre-back. And again, hardly played. That's how far below we are. Ben Burrows left. Again, another star centre-back. We lost him. There was nothing we could do anymore. And all these players are fringe players. Jonas Lewis off to Stockport. What are we meant to do? You know, he scored 9 goals in a League One youth setup. He made an appearance in the Cup. We can't keep up with a player like that. Brandon Roberts. May not seem all that keen on him if we didn't really utilise him, but this is the type of player who maybe would have developed. We couldn't utilise him. Sean Wilson, our number one right back, left to a team not even in a loaded league in England. That's how far behind we are. And then of course Alad Williams. So when you look over the last few seasons, we lost Sean Williams to a better team than us. We lost Charlie Bullock, who we won't even remember. We didn't get to use him. But this guy, look how good he is. And we lost him. We lost both those players. There was nothing we could do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 key integral players gone in 2 seasons. No money to show for it. And there is no scouting budget. It's impossible to find players outside of just simply getting a bit of luck from Phil Lloyd or Steve Boone coming up with a good name here and there. Maybe an agent approaches us. That's how I've signed every single player. The rest are youth products who we have to hope and trust. We end up with guys like Chris Venables, who we get half a season. No, we got 3 games out of Chris Venables. He played well, got injured, retired. So we get 2 options really. Either we get a Sean Wilson and he leaves. We get an Alad Williams and he leaves. Or we get a Chris Venables and he retires. There are options. It's impossible to adapt the team. It's impossible to improve the team. And as we know all too well, we can try and progress here and see if something changes. We aren't getting a coaching badge. We aren't able to progress ourselves at this club. And the club cannot progress because of the fact it is an amateur team. As for the player stats, most goals was joined between DJ Campton Sturridge and Troy Smith-James. Rio McAvoy, Lewis Kumash, Ronan Curtis, Josh Hins, Brad Young and Lloyd Marshoes round out the top 10. Top 8. The most assists, Johnson Gyamfi, Finley Hereford Lockett, of course, Callum Javier, Dwayne Sewell, Sean Kelly Caprani, Danny Redmond, Oscar Borg. Woof, what a player. Oscar Borg and Lloyd Marsh-Hughes round out that top 8. Man of the matches, Oscar Borg, Jack Perkins, Troy Smith-James, a lot of the same old names. Kim Pritchard's down there. Rio McAvoy, Henry Lister, Troy Smith-James, Finley Harford Lockett, Josh Hins, Roland Curtis, Dwayne Sewell, and Alfie Taylor in 8th for most shots taken this season, from set pieces of course. Most key passes was by far and away Leo Smith with 69 key passes, an 84% pass completion rate, and 5 assists over 27 starts. We also had Callum Harriet, Bill Leach, Sam Deven, Kasper Grushinski, Jack Perkins, Sean Kelly Caprani, and Cody Pennington. Pass completion, again, kind of the same players. Tommy Pilton's in there. Dribbles made, no one. Most tackles won, no one. Most clean sheets, no one. Fewest conceded, Ben Haynes and Wes Williams are there, however, by far the highest. Actually, no, Bew Hood is up there in terms of conceded per 90, considering they made a fair few less appearances. Combined, they made the same amount of appearances as Tom King and conceded 36 more goals, so shouldn't they be there? We did, however, have our fullbacks here at the top of the sprint, both of our left backs. Tom Price joint most penalties with Scott Pollock. Pritchard and Vaughan had the most yellow cards. Kabongo joins on most red. That's because of penalties. Tom Price most cross completion. Pritchard and Price the most fouls. Craig Pritchard loved the tackle. And yeah, not much really to be said there. Team stats are a little bit more interesting. We're 3rd on average possession behind Haverford and TNS. 5th on headers won. 9th though on the ratio. Top in yellow cards. Top in red cards. 6th in points per game. And in terms of other things, we are highest from goals from corner. Highest from crosses completed. Anything else here we're the top on? Top on fouls made, of course. And top on most opposition passes per defensive action, which is not a good stat to be on. Essentially, we allowed them, joint with Bala, to have essentially 4 passes per during our defending. Actually, no, we're top of that. They had the least amount of passes against us. TNS down there with 4.8. So we were very in the face, lots of fouls. We had the 3rd lowest attendance with 134. And we sat at 12th on salary per annum with a 0 penny budget. If you think 11th had 66,000. The New Saints with £779,000 paid per annum. Nearly £1 million in difference. You can see where that drop is, why we are never going to be able to beat TNS. Anyway, let's progress, see if there is anything we can say about a possible new... Ad Williams suffers an injury in training. About a possible new coaching badge, and of course, we all know how this is going to go though, and I will tell you this, if the answer is no, we are leaving. We're not sure that would benefit the team. I'd like permission. More ambition. Oh, baby! Okay, we have started on a coaching course to go towards our Continental C license. That'll take us a few months. No, I'm not entirely sure. It may be worth Googling this. I'm going to Google. If we left the club, would we still have that coaching badge achieved? FM24, if you leave a club during a coaching badge, will you still earn it? Well, yes, once you start it, keep going until it's completed. Well, now it's a bit more of a cliffhanger We can, we may not. When I see you next, will we still be manager of Cardiff Met Uni? They finally gave in to my demands. Will we stick with it? As for right now, jobs available that we could feasibly get are low. We have the Clantwit Major in the National League North, finished 12th. Torquay have just been relegated from the Vanarama National League alongside Spennymoor, Boreham Wood. And that's about all we could possibly get. Now, I'll tell you this right now. If we could get the Torquay job, I am very interested in that. It wasn't all too long ago they were up fighting for League 2 positions, and 2004-2005 they were relegated from League 1. To go from here in 2013-14 relegated from League 2, 10 years later down in the Vanarama National League South. I can tell you this, Torquay interests me as a job. Boreham Wood, I'm not a big fan of Boreham Wood because look at how boring they are. They're like the most boring team ever. They're always quite good and they ruined Tranmere for like a good 2 years. I'm not interested in that job. Maybe we'll be at Torquay. As I said, not too interested in England. Well, who knows? But this has been a little bit of a longer episode, of course. Still have a national reputation. I don't know how to check that a little bit deeper. The only way I actually know how to is through the in-game editor. I could change the skin. That's the only way I can think of to actually change this. Top manager skin. It will change if we left the club. That would change it. Our reputation likely would go higher. It may go lower. As of right now, our reputation is sitting at... Let me see. It is up there, but I like it in star ratings. Come on. Taking far too long. This was meant to be a little preamble. Reputation. No. 15%. I don't care about that. 1 star. Could go up to 1.5. Okay. Maybe we'll be manager of Torquay. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll manager of Spennymoor. Spennymoor, a fun club. Semi-pro. I'm getting lost. I'm getting very sidetracked. See you all soon. Bye-bye. Well, have a good day as well. Bye-bye.